Love is bringing you home chocolate. I bought one of these in Pret today, so I've had one, and I bought one for you.
Very small.
What was that about losing under a pound?
So hard to give it to you.
What was that about losing under half?
Spit it out.
Come on.
What was that about losing under half a pound?
Yeah.
Oh, shall I have it instead then?
Yeah, go on then. No.
It's really
No,
nice.
you've got less than that. You lost.
What's that? Don't put that down it. Oh my God. Careful.
Put
Yes.
that down it.
It's a waste of space. There's something in it. Turn it off. Is there a spoon in it?
Parrot. It's a parrot.
So it's a cup of dark chocolate
Show it
with almond
closely.
butter
Hold it
inside.
up to the camera.
Look at the size of it. That's what we're talking about. That's the size. Just to give you a bit of.
It's an alright size. What's wrong with the size?
It's only one.
Yeah, I've got that.
There you go.
I've got that.
All right, I'm gonna film you having it because this is a bit. Love is giving you. You put the whole thing in your mouth.
What if you didn't like it?
What if he didn't like it? As if he's not gonna like it. He's gonna like anything. But isn't it lovely? The dark chocolate and the almond butter. So good.
Take 2 parts.
And this is what we had for dinner. Mark really got into the carcass. So tell them what you had for dinner.
I had beautiful chicken, roast chicken with courgettes and what else was it?
Carrots, broccoli, sweet corn.
Yeah, and I had 2 really nice
and half a chicken.
Middle Eastern cucumbers, which were really tasty.
And half a chicken.
Did I eat half a chicken?
Yes,
I think
you
I
had a
had
breast
2
and
legs
2
and a
legs.
breast. I suppose that's most of a chicken, isn't it?
We didn't have much chicken. If you've had 2 legs and a breast, what does that mean I had? She had a breast, I had a wing.
What did Kim Maddie have?
Steak.
Oh right, there you go. That
What?
makes sense.
You had steak, didn't you, little one? My little one.
Look at our fine little actors. Look, this is them really. This is
Isn't
them
she
not
just
arguing.
such a good
So should
actor?
we shoot a scene where you're getting on?
No, I
No,
think
it'd
she.
be
I think
boring,
Nadia
wouldn't it,
needs to
Kiki?
shoot a scene without me now.
Someone
It's too
said, oh
embarrassing.
no, it's just like EastEnders. Give us something more cheerful
You're
today.
going to be throwing each
No,
other on the stairs
cheerful.
soon.
Yeah.
No, we won't be doing cheerful.
We don't do cheerful, we do dark.
Tell them what we do.
Life's dark.
No.
Not cheerful stuff, no. Good cheerful. Just dark stuff. Good need dark stuff, fam. No cheerful stuff, fam. Ain't no cheerful stuff. Well, we need some cheerful stuff, fam. Could be dark, fam. Could be dark, fam. Naked motherfucker.
What is fun?
Family.
Even Dad knows what that means.
Come on.
It's one way of exercising.
Just getting my neck.
Oh!
Watch the footage of her going into my neck. I'll have an injury there for the rest of my life. That jarred in a way that I've never
His eyes
felt
are
jarring.
watering.
You asked for it.
I didn't.
You went like this.
that.
Well, what were you expecting? What did you want me to do?
When you get to an age
I'm going to
where
have some chocolate in front of
monkeying around with your
Yes.
daughters.
What did you say?
you. I'm going to have some
Oh, can I
chocolate
have
in
some of
front of
that?
you.
That's much nicer. Can I not
No,
have that?
you've had your one square of chocolate.
Oh my god. There's naked bars in there.
I know, but they're not for you.
For me.
Are you happy being naked?
What?
Are you happy being naked?
No.
Right, so you're not ready for a naked bar then?
I'm going to go for a run. This is really miserable.
You actually?
No, Mum said she wants to watch
I'm
something
going to watch
with you.
something. When
What
does
will
Mum
you
ever
watch?
say she's going to watch something?
That's true. You don't watch anything with any of us.
No,
anymore.
that's not what my point was.
What was your point?
That we should take this opportunity and use it. Take
Take
advantage of
it.
the opportunity.
What, the fact that your mum's actually offering some family
and
time?
I didn't sit and watch a 2-hour film with you last
You
night.
did it
you
whilst
did.
exercising and farting. I'll have you know,
Well,
loudly.
listen, if I've got
She was like this the whole time. And like, every time I looked at her, she'd look at me after I'd looked at her to see if I knew she farted.
I wasn't farting, that was Dad.
Mum, you
You
farted
do proud
Mummy
farting.
went. And then did you chicken sniff the sofa after you'd left?
Maddie! Maddie!
She didn't want to do it!
They're lying, sobs. They're lying.
Oh my god, I'm not. I'm not.
Is that the ginger chocolate?
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. All right. All right. Smart.
This is what we're surrounded by, kids eating naked bars. But you know what? They're eating naked bars and dark chocolate. That's pretty healthy, isn't it?
You leave it out for us to.
I can't believe that you've moved over. I've got you to move over to dark chocolate. I'm so charmed.
Yeah, I don't really
It's
like
the
it.
only option in the cupboard.
I like
Ah, la 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 la. That is what is good for you.
I find milk chocolate too sickly now, fun fact. Although I do love my Guardian chocolate skinny. That is good.
You had one of the other ones and you're having some of that.
Go and have it! Get one! Get one! Go!
No!
Let me have a bit.
No! You'll hate yourself.
You hate yourself
I hate
too.
you more.
You hate yourself, babe. No, I'm saving you from yourself.
Hurt her!
I'm saving you.
Hurt her!
I'm saving you from yourself.
Hurt her!
Mama burn. Mama burn.
Hurt her!
Scab off.
Hurt her!
You got the other.
Injure her!
No!
You've broken that one.
Well, that's not a flattering position.
Go on. Eat it, but I'm not listening to the crying.
You've had some.
I've had one square. You're about to demolish the whole lot. Watch him do it. Watch him do it, girls.
I'm the one that watched Game of Thrones with him.
What did you have when you were watching?
He didn't. He had nothing.
You got that?
Yeah, that was cool.
Up there thinking.
No, you do it every time.
Yes, mint chocolate
Up
chip!
there thinking.
What? Mint chocolate chip ice cream!
Come on, do that up there for thinking with me.
No,
Up there
I'm
for
editing
thinking.
it.
Down there for dancing. Up there for thinking. Down there for dancing. Up there for thinking. Down there for dancing. Ah! Mark! Ah! Mark, I really hate it when you do that.
Mum, you run so slowly. You're running on the spot.
Oh my god! Smell that!
Oh, that's so
Smell
good.
that.
Done.
Smell that!
Chocolate mint chip. It's chocolate mint chip.
Hoo-ah-wah.
We just
I'm the
watched
greatest dancer. Hoo-ah-wah.
our new favourite show. What's it called, girls? The Greatest Dancer.
Yeah, that's fine.
BBC.
Oh, that's
Have you
why they're
seen
playing
it?
that. I'm the
Da-da-da-da.
greatest dancer. Hoo-ah-wah.
I really enjoy that.
I want to enter it with my kitchen dancing.
It's a really good show.
I think I could win it. I think I could win
I
it.
think you should join.
I think I could win
Go
it.
think- come on, do a little audition.
I could
for
do
us
my
now.
kitchen dancing. No, I'm
Girls,
worried.
if
I'm
you
worried.
put your hand up, that means the door is open. So go on, dance over there. Come on, da-da, baby.
I am the greatest dancer. Wah wah. I am the greatest dancer. Wah wah.
Oh, Kiki's hands
Wait,
gone
no,
up.
I know. No, let me do candy. Just like candy, candy. I can feel it in your walk. Even when you talk, it takes over me. Just like candy, candy.
It's every
Yeah,
love is
that's
taken.
not-
You're clearly taken by the simple myth of you. Yes, I do. There's no mistake. Why isn't your hand up?
Because it hasn't impressed me enough yet.
Just
You
like
like what
candy,
I
candy. Feel it in your walk.
Oh,
Even when
like the
you
moves.
talk.
Okay, my hands up. And the doors are open. In case you were wondering what we're doing, The Greatest Dancer, our new favourite show on the BBC, you have to, dancers come and dance, but then the doors only open to the auditorium if enough people vote for the dancer. So he's just been voted.
And I tell you what, I haven't got my 10,000 steps one day this week.
Go on, do them now.
Why do you always come down when we're watching Game of Thrones and then
So I can say it's a disgrace.
Because you're always
That's so
moaning.
annoying. That's such a useless.
Such a disgrace.
Why?
Because it's awful.
No, it's not.
You've never watched more than a minute of it.
Morning. Everyone else is still asleep. We're just getting ready to go to work. And I just did my I just had my shower, and I was standing in the shower, and I thought, oh my god, I feel so stressed, overwhelmed with it, and everything that came into my head was such tiny things, but it just there was a couple of big things in there, but they're big things and they'll always be there. You know, lots of little things. And I just felt building and building and building. And I went back to what I've been listening to over and over again on my gratitude app. Because I don't know about anyone else, but whenever I've tried to do gratitude lists before, or whenever indeed I have not tried to, I tend to go for the big things. You know, I've got a wonderful family, you know, I've had a good life, you know, the more general big things. But actually what I'm knowing more and more is, God, Mark would kill me for my terrible camera skills here, is that you've got to look for those really little things, because we just forget how blessed we are just to be born in this country, just to be here. You know, and you just think of what so many other people are having to endure in other parts of the world. You know, so I was standing and it says, right, that something really small that we have come to think is small, but is massive. So, looking around in the shelves, looking around. This is how spoiled we are in the West. And I went, fucking hell, the water. And then I looked up to the shower and I thought, and you know, I've got one of those rain showers that comes down quite. I turn this on every day without a second thought of gratitude. I'm thirsty. Well, I'll have a glass of water. I might have it from my tap, but I might have it from a very expensive bottle. I might go and wash my hands in a minute. Oh, is it raining today or not? I just got, yeah, I see what they mean, those little keys of gratitude. Oh, God, I feel ashamed that I forget to just go, yeah, you've got little worries here and there. Yeah, But you just had a bloody shower without even thinking about it. Anywho, that was my thought for the day. I realised I haven't really chatted that much yet to people that are doing dry January and 100 days sober, like I am. And I don't drink a lot. All through my adult life, I drank way too much. I was the party girl, that's for sure. But I certainly do have, at the weekend, like a few drinks. And then sometimes, and this is the point I'm getting to, I might have a glass of wine, a small glass of wine, on a school night, on a night that I'm working the next day. And you wouldn't think that would make any difference whatsoever, would you, to your day? Well, it blooming does. And my mind is clearing. You know, that brain fog that I was talking about, that I've been banging on about. I mean, I don't know, in its early days, maybe it's just because I really want it to be so, but I definitely feel like my brain's clearer. So, just thought I'd give you some positive news.
Hello, it's Friday. One of you guys suggested we actually look at the camera lens. It's kind of easier said than done because I can't really see the camera lens. It's so dark. But anyway, am I looking at you more? I don't know. That's me looking at me. That's me looking at you. Me, you, me, you. Anyway, it's Friday morning. Friday morning, traditionally in our household, is the day where I do half a day's work at home and half a day homeschooling with the girls, because Nadia is always doing loose women on a Friday.
So, I've got to work early. And it's so bloody miserable outside and cold. I'm still going to be grateful though. So I'm just walking round and round, totally empty Westfield. Look, perfect. I should bring my bike. I could cycle around here. I could certainly run. I prefer to shop and have a big milky coffee.
The girls aren't up, it's early. I'm thinking, should I do a meditation? Now, if I do a meditation, I can't film myself doing a meditation, which in and of itself is going to be amusing, because seeing a spiky-haired, sad 48-year-old trying to do a meditation, who up until now struggles with meditation, I think would be quite funny. But how do I film myself? So let me rationalise that thought. I've also noticed, horror of horrors, that I haven't hit my 10,750 steps once since Monday. So I've got today, I've got tonight, tomorrow, and I've got Sunday. It's a busy weekend ahead for the film side of the channel. We've got Mary Queen of Scots that we're all very excited about. We've got Glass, which me and Maddie are excited about, and A Beautiful Boy, which Maddie and Nadia have already seen. So quite a few films to see, quite a few films to review, quite a lot of editing to do.
That's good. I've gone round and round and round Westfield. Sorry, I'm just going to suddenly look a bit weird because there's somebody passing me and they're looking at me weirdly. So, right, okay, yeah. So I've gone round and round and round. I actually got lost, like I always do, in Westfield. And so my legs are nicely warmed up. So I'm going to go into my dressing room, and before the meeting, I'm going to do 20 of those bone-crunchingly bad burpees that I do. If you saw the vlog last night, you'll see just how bad I am at burpees. But I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better bit by bit. So dressing room and burpees next.
I'm going to consider my options in the hot drink corner of the kitchen. Do I go for a turmeric and ginger? Do I have a nice sweet tea with oat milk and sweeteners? Or do I have a double espresso? Now, starting the day on a double espresso is going to ignite the ire of Nadia, isn't it? Let's face it. So yeah, on the good front, well, good news front, bad news front. Interesting. We're seeing our dear friend Miranda tonight. She's coming over for supper with her boyfriend. We would say new boyfriend. She's been with him for yonks, but we just haven't met him yet, Theo. So we're really looking forward to getting to know Theo. But Nadia, bless her, she's a little bit shy because, of course, she sort of discovered this is the first occasion where she's going to be entertaining someone she doesn't know, obviously she knows Miranda, without a drink. So, yeah, which was kind of sweet of Nads, because when she realised that last night, she sort of said, oh my God, that's what you have to do all the time. And I said, yeah, that's why some social situations fill me with absolute loathing, dread, horror, and would make me rather use my lungs as parachutes. But anyway, no, so tonight, so that'll be nice. But of course, the dangers tonight are that one will want to eat smackingly good food. So I need to get my steps in. I need to get a run in. I need to meditate. I need to work. I need to set the girls off on their tasks. Maddie is doing a project on the director Martin Scorsese. Kiki is doing a project on Alexander McQueen, her favourite fashion designer, and we'll be doing a bit of maths. So there you go. We're going to start folding in a little bit more of what we actually do in our homeschooling, certainly when me and Nadia are looking after them anyway. Anyway, that's my early morning report. It's Friday. I feel vaguely positive today, which is nice, because I felt like shit yesterday, and I looked like fucking Kevin Spacey in that footage in the car. Oof. And I'm looking at me again rather than looking at you. Let us know, friends, followers, subscribers. Some people say, well, you don't like being called subs. But what should we call you? Team? So team? Do you prefer me looking there or there? There or there? There or there?
Ah, God, don't I look different from when I spoke to you earlier this morning? This is the magic of television and makeup artists and hairstylists. And in a minute, I'm going to put on a lovely dress that somebody else got for me. I always think it must be so funny for you, like when you see me at home so often, don't you, looking like shit and then all glammed up. So, I have got, how long have I got? One sec. I have got about 15 minutes before I have to be at my next meeting. So I'm going to do my 20-20-20. So do it with me if you want. Oh, look at my boobs. Oh my God. Is that 20? I can't remember. Right.
Right, got me espresso in there. Don't tell Nadia I do this. But every now and then, if I just want a little bit of sparkle, I put something else in it. A little bit of salt, just a little bit. Why do I feel like I'm going to be told off? And why does everything in me tell me that caffeine and salt isn't good for me? our little cups that we got from a little thrift store in Margate. Well worth the trip. There's like a mini little... You know, I've been having a go about Islingtonite. Someone from Islington had a go at me. Now look, my best friend, James Hardy, sadly died when I was about 23. He lived in Islington, just off Upper Street. It was in a sort of housing association flat. And he was an Islingtonite, and he was about as unpretentious as you could get. But I've been having a go saying, I sound like a right Islingtonite. What I mean by that is I sound like a Shoreditchite. You know, this new trend for sort of, you know, incredibly well-groomed beards and incredibly narrow pencil-thin trousers that also hang down a bit. I mean, whenever I drive through Shoreditch or have a meeting in Shoreditch with social media-y types, all the talk is about, you know, beard oil and the cereal bar and all this kind of stuff. Now, that's not to say, I think a great many of them look absolutely fine, but when I'm sort of in the traffic or I'm at the junctions, I see a lot of men walking in those incredibly trendy trousers, but none of them look comfortable. I mean, they're literally sort of like that. Now, Nadia bought me a pair, I think, a Christmas ago, and I wore them once. She loved them. I felt such a douchebag in them. I mean, I really did. I felt such a douchebag. Anyway, I'm going to rephrase myself now. I'm not going to say Islingtonites, but when I say I'm going to have a double shot latte with a... Can I have a Cappy Wappy Woo? Can I have a Cappy Wappy Woo with some extra flat white and oat milk froth, but only the froth. Only the froth from a virginal oat bean. Such a thing exists. Anyway, that's what I'm having a go at. I think we've got a little bit rarefied in our taste, but that said, really nice on a Friday morning. Treat yourself to what you know you like, which is a bit of a salty espresso in your favourite little cup from Margate.
2, 3, and we've got our dear friend Miranda coming for dinner tonight. 4, 5, so we're going to relax a bit when we eat. 6, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's stop for a minute.
Now the nectar of the gods.
Coffee is coming. Coffee is coming. Coffee is my precious.
Little bit of a... So what do you think, guys? Should I try growing a beard at some point this year? I think secretly I'm a bit jealous about beard oil and all that sort of stuff. All that kind of stuff that people put on their faces, and men who grow those perfect beards, you know, I mean, measured sort of in such a, sort of almost like an Amish beard. You know, the Amish people of Pennsylvania, sort of Amish, chunky Amish beard. Do you think I should get a beard? Keep thinking about it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my God, it's burning. It's burning, guys. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
I genuinely feel quite... I keep looking over there. Why don't I look over there? I keep genuinely feel quite perky today. I don't know if that's because I've had already a productive day at work, and I've only been working from 7 o'clock till 9. Look at that, look, creamy. Shall I taste it? Maybe I've put too much salt in. Oh, that would make any Shoreditch barista's beard curl up and assault his nostrils. Oh, that straightens your pubes.
Now I'm going to do a plank for 20 seconds, or maybe 30. 1, 2. So, I had a bit of a naughty breakfast today because I met up with Kay and we went to Soho House, and they do the best granola you've ever had with a coconut yoghurt, which is all very healthy with mango, but the granola was so bloody sweet. But it was brilliant. I left quarter of the bowl, even though I wanted every single grain of it. I forgot to count. My heart is pounding. All I did was that, but my heart is pounding. Just looking at the time, that's only 2 minutes, 50 seconds. But I mean, I've got to do other stuff now. I've got to read my briefs. I've got to go and chat to the other presenters. I've got to go and have a gossip. But at least in 2 minutes, I've raised literally my heart is pounding. Like, I could possibly be just about to have a heart attack. Hey, but at least I've lifted my heart rate and I'm burning calories and I got oxygen to my brain. Woohoo!
So team, I've made it to the park and I've parked under my regular tree. Does anyone else, team, do any of you have members of your family that always park in the same place? Because Nadia and the girls always wind me up that whether I'm parking in town for work or if I'm parking in town for when we go out or if I'm parking in the park, they say, why do you always go for the same spot? And it worried me because I tell you what, it's something about my granddad that used to frustrate me when I was a little boy, and I'm turning into him. Isn't it weird how we turn into these things? There must be great security in the habits of our elders and our predecessors, mustn't there? There must be great comfort. It's like the way Nanny Di is morphing slowly into Nanny Thelma, except she's sort of getting smaller and smaller. I like parking under this tree because it gives me a view of the Crystal Palace Tower. I don't know why I like the Crystal Palace Tower. It's like our Eiffel Tower, but less pretty. It's 2 degrees and the little frosty sign is on my car, so that means it's really cold. I've only come out in a jumper, but I think I've come out in a jumper, so that's okay. But one of the problems when it's this cold is, even when you're struggling to get out to run anyway, and I didn't run yesterday and I should have run yesterday, it's even harder to go out and run. And look, my eczema's coming up. As soon as the cold snap comes, my eczema gets really aggravated. And a final thought, is anyone else sick of the Brexit thing? What are your thoughts on Brexit, team? I know there's going to be lots of us who are Remainers and some of us who are Leavers and all that kind of stuff. But putting all of that aside, I think Theresa May can be seen in one of 2 ways. Either really stubborn and stupid and annoying and unwilling and inflexible, or, bearing in mind that she wanted to remain, she's trying to do the most honourable thing. Now, I'm a Labour supporter traditionally, though I can't stand Jeremy Corbyn. And I think Theresa May needs to be cut some slack. I think she's trying to navigate something. Who the hell else would want to navigate this ship, through the kind of seas she's got to navigate? Anyway, it keeps coming up. We're all talking about it. Everyone's thinking about it. Everyone's avoiding it. Everyone's sick of it. Brexit.
Okay, so I've just gone and had a gossip and more professionally, I have read my briefs for our interviews. Today I'm really excited because we have got Catherine Gray on, who's the author of the book that inspired me to go 100 days sober. So we're going to have a bit of a chat with her, and we've got Stacey and Kay and Rebecca Ferguson, so it's going to be a really good show. But I now have enough time to do, where can I put you so you can watch my full humiliation? I have got time to do my burpees. So I'm going to do 10.
What an absolutely stunning day. And I'm not one for sunny days, but because it's so cold, the cold takes the edge off the sun. Toffee's doing her second shit of shot, can you believe it? So yeah, sunny weather's fine when it's freezing cold, because the coldness is there for us depressives. Toffs, it's frosty grass. Look at that, frosty grass, early morning, yum yum yum. That coffee with salt has worked an absolute treat. I feel fired up. Gave me a nice little edge to it. I feel focused. I did more work in the car. I can work quite mobile, you see, on my phone when I'm not doing television and filmy social media stuff, so I can get things done. Writing checks and breaking necks.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Little bit of a dance. Get that heart rate up again. Who needs the gym? Huh? We just need all through the day minutes of movement. That's it. Minutes of movement.
I think one of the reasons I love it in Crystal Palace Park is because of the Crystal Palace ones being here. There's a sense that it's almost always a sort of semi-archaeological dig. they're sort of blocks of concrete and ruins and old sculptures and stuff like that. So it has that slightly Raiders of the Lost Ark feel about it. So for me, whenever I'm here, I'm taken straight back to Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark and all that sort of stuff. Sorry, Chi-Chi's now done her shit, so I've got to find that.
Are you doing it, Mark? Are you doing it, Subs? Come on, have a little jive, have a little groove. Da, da, da.
I'm going to show you another beautiful view here. This is Nadia's favourite view in the park, looking down at a really odd, sort of almost science fiction-like water soundstage. Let me turn the camera around. Here you go, guys. I have to say, I do feel a lot better today. I think one of the things that I was saying in the strange vlog we did last night that seems to have resonated with a few people is that it's really hard when you're in the pit of a feeling, or the very, the trough of a downward dip, feeling sort of relatively hopeless. And I was putting a bit of a sheen and a gloss on things yesterday. But it's really important to know that whilst the downside of time is that things run out, the upside of things is that horrible things come to an end too. So, I'm often bemoaning the fact that no sooner has something great started than, oh God, if I go on holiday, I immediately jump to when are we coming back, which annoys the hell out of everyone, least of all myself. And but the upside is that when you're feeling shit, is you can apply the same philosophy. Okay, I'm feeling bad, but I ain't going to stay in this place. It doesn't always work that simply, because sometimes you can go low, and sometimes you can find yourself going a bit lower. And I hazard a guess that's when I've hit many different types of rock bottoms. I do some work on the stock market, and life and emotions are incredibly similar to the movements of a share price. If you look at a chart of peaks and troughs and little kind of wobbly bits, and you have to test the lows before you test the highs, it's a very good metaphor for life and this whole idea of a rock bottom. You can sometimes need 2, 3, 4 emotional rock bottoms before you can really confront the truth of what it is you're trying to get through, or you're trying to resolve. So yesterday I was down, today I'm up. Doesn't mean I won't be down again, but at the moment I am genuinely enjoying it in my own headspace, plodding around the park.
I'm now in my dress, and I'm going to tell you, I was a bit worried about wearing this dress because I just felt, oh God, I don't know how to show you. How can I show you? Mark would know now. I'm going to turn you around. Wait for me. Oh, I don't think you can see it in the mirror either. Can you see it? Anyway, apparently, if you're curvy, a bit hippie, a bit booby, a wrap dress, this is the way forward. I'm still trying to find a way to show you it. Can you see it? Da, da, da. Oh, I'll get one of the girls to film me in a minute. But anyway, I've put this dress on, put my makeup on, feel like a different person. And maybe sometimes I need to do that at home as well. Because when you it's that whole thing, isn't it, about the self-care, about looking after yourself, making a bit of effort, even if you're not going out, and you just think, oh, I'm going to do everything a bit better for myself today. Now I look all nice, because I'm always just slobbing about, which, to be fair, I don't think it's fair on Mark either. I always look awful when I'm at home. I'm so sorry, babe. I always look like such a slob. Total slob. I've got to sort out my clothes when I'm at home. And I apologise to you, Subs, as well, for always looking like such a slob. But I do love it. I love being sloppy.
This part of the park always reminds me of Nadia. She loves it up here. It's a little bit of the countryside in the city. Look at that. Dappled sun coming through the trees. Lovely. Where's Chi-Chi? There she is. I'm also thinking about tonight and the fact that I haven't seen Miranda in an awful long time. I feel very bad about that. Schedules, lives, just, the general busyness of things and distractions, etc., work, you name it, get in the way. Miranda's a dear, dear friend, and it made me think, I do emotionally hold a lot of people who I love and are very dear to me at arm's length. And that's not because of anything or any reflection on them. It's totally a reflection on myself. So I do feel somehow, on some level, that perhaps people are going to be disappointed in the kind of friendship I can offer. I can offer the upbeat thing. And I think the upbeatness of me is a hangover, no pun intended, of when I used to drink. People used to love to go out drinking with me because I was the life and soul of the party. I used to take the night to places it wouldn't, good God, take the night to places that it wouldn't normally go. And, you know, I like to bring that to a situation. I like to show my daughters that you can do that without a drink in you. But sometimes I think I still do it because I worry that if they saw the real me, the sort of quiet, the contemplative me, the me that does think about all these seemingly self-indulgent questions about life and how we can live better lives and be better parents of people, I just worry that people would get a bit bored or lose interest. And biggest fear I have is also someone thinking, God, he thinks he's a right old wanker, isn't he? So not that any of my close friends, now Miranda's a dear friend, another dear friend is Rachel, Jake, you know, I've got some nice good friends, but I don't have many friends, not since the days of when I was drinking. My friendship circle has massively diminished. I run my own company. A lot of my work is quite solo. I do a lot of writing. A lot of the research I do, obviously when I make films or productions, you work with teams. But as the boss, usually it's funny, whenever we've had even productions of 20, 25 people, because you're the boss, I remember what it was like when I worked at other companies, people kind of hold you at arm's length a little bit because you're the guy in charge. So, yeah, it's not that I'm lonely. Chi-Chi, come here. It's not that I'm lonely. It's just that I enforce an aloneness on me, not because of anyone else, but solely because of me. I know Nadia would like that to change a bit, but there we go.
As I say, we've got friends coming to dinner tonight, and I'm doing all the mental gymnastics of how I give them something lovely and delicious and a bit decadent without sending Mark into a tailspin. But it's like I just called Mark and I said to him, listen, just don't eat really lightly today. Have a good run before they come, and then just have a nice supper. Just have a nice supper. Don't overeat, but just have a nice supper. Have everything, but just don't overdo it. Just have a little bit of dessert. I'm going to do a starter. I'm going to do the whole lot, and we're just going to have a little bit of indulgence. Be light through the day, and then be probably a bit lighter on Saturday. But tonight, we're just going to enjoy ourselves and have a bit of a blowout. We'll probably film a bit of me cooking later, if you fancy that. Bye.
This is really funny. I'm sort of in a really chilled place, really relaxed, having my second espresso of the day, having chatted to you. My battery's about to go down. I'm going to go back and do some homeschooling with the kids, some teaching, and then work a bit further. You know, positive time for me is having thought about the meaning of life and the fact that there is no meaning of life, really, other than, you know, we're all heading towards a destination. This stuff about we're on a journey. And when I walk, I'm reminded of that all the time. You get to one destination, then there's another destination, then there's another destination, and then so on and so on. You know, you sort of have dreams, you achieve a dream, and then you move on to your next dream. So it really has to be about a quality of life, doesn't it? It has to be about a more abstract thing that we're trying to achieve. Because the only certainty is the fact that at the end of all of this stupid madness is we're going to bloody die. As Beckett said, we give birth astride a grave. That's a great image. So whilst I wait for the espresso machine to warm up, my Fitbit has said it needs charging. I keep looking at the wrong part of the camera. And so I'm going to stay as still as possible whilst it charges because I don't want to waste any steps. Feels such a waste. I'm a bit like a crack addict. If I leave my Fitbit in the car, say, charging, and I walk off, I will walk all the way back and pretend I haven't walked where I've walked to and walk it again. It's terrible, isn't it? Sad. It's just a number on a digital display. But...
Okay, so I'm really pleased because it's just 2:45, and because I have walked everywhere, even when I was waiting for this train, I just kept walking up and down the platform, got off a stop earlier, walked up the hill. Every time I went down a flight of stairs, I went back up and then back down again. So I've already hit 12,500 steps by 2:45.
Maddie just said a watched kettle never boils. What does that mean?
Well, when you watch a kettle boil, it takes forever.
Yeah.
Whereas if whilst the kettle's boiling, you do something else, it's finished within seconds.
So what's the moral of that tale?
Don't wait for things to happen.
They'll happen anyway.
Yeah.
I like that. I like
I
that.
didn't make that up, it's a thing.
No, I know you didn't make it up. I've just never really inquired or interrogated it, and it's good that you've got it at the tip of your fingertips, at the tip of your tongue, at the fingertip of your tippity-pips. So I'm currently watching the espresso machine boil, and it's really stressful because it's not doing it fast enough. What do you think, girls? I'm thinking of growing a beard.
I want to see you with a beard. I've never seen you with a beard.
I'm going to grow a beard, and I'm going to use beard oil.
No, but you were going to do that for my moment and you got...
I got bad eczema. In fact, I've already got bad eczema right now. So, yeah, it's hard, isn't it?
Why does it give you bad eczema?
And it's because the hair follicles come out of the skin, and then the skin goes, hate you.
I've just had to run the gauntlet past all the food shops at bloody Clapham Junction Station. Sausage rolls, cakes, jacket potatoes, pizzas, coffees, milky coffees, frothy coffees. But I had an emergency apple in my bag, so I've munched that. So the hunger is gone. All that's left is the pointless desire. I can deal with pointless desire. I'm not going to have anything. I'm just going to have my apple, and I'm going to have a lovely dinner tonight with my friends, and I'm going to enjoy everything I cook, and I'm going to have all 3 courses, and it's going to be lovely.
The girls are looking at me like, what are you doing? Jesus Christ, that's kind of how it makes me feel. There we go. Huh? Oh, nice. Thanks, Cooks. How's your forehead?
No!
No, don't hurt me. All my daughters, when they monkey around or play fight with me, they have the capacity to really hurt. Yeah, look, she has oh, God! Oh, Izzy had such sharp elbows. You've got sharp elbows.
I have a sharp chin.
You've got a sharp chin. Look. Oh, God, that's like the Dr. Spock thing where he goes, but it's with a chin. Oh, and look, I'm going to have I need my water. That's as big as your head.
Bigger than my head.
It is. I'm going to have a Kiki's head's worth of water.
Can I get some Nesquik?
Once upon a time, I'd have drunk a pint of beer like this.
Really?
So now my train's delayed, so I'm hanging around near the food for even longer, but I'm going to use this time to exercise. It's my shopping. 10 on each arm. 4, 5, 6, 7, I look so weird. 8, 9, 10. Now the other arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here you go, you see, my arms are aching, my abs are aching, my legs are aching, and I haven't put aside any time specifically for exercise. I've done that by doing my burpees at work, running up and down the stairs, lifting the shopping. I did some half press-ups, and I've done a few planks, and I've just fitted them in through the day. It's worked really well. I'm really pleased. Had a beautiful breakfast this morning. I feel pretty positive, but if I'm honest, there's one thing I'm nervous about today. I've got some friends coming around for dinner, and I've been on the train. I can hear everyone talking about, there's 2 girls stood next to me. Oh, are you having gin or bubbles tonight? Gin or bubbles tonight? Gin or... And I thought, I really, really would like a drink tonight.
No, you don't have to learn strictly, do you? It's not like strict learning.
Yeah.
There's more freedom. Oh, look,
Because they wouldn't do this in school.
No, they wouldn't do this in school. Isn't that great? So have you used your own little printer?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the youngest photo I could find of him, so I'm just going to say that's him in college.
Yeah, well,
But
that is
I
him
don't
at college. That probably is him at college. Oh, look at him, isn't he?
He looks the
same. And you love Alexander McQueen, don't you? Can I show us your front page? Oh, look. So you're going to
I painted that background.
That's really good. So this is your fashion book. So you could put... So after you've done Alexander McQueen, you could choose another fashion designer that you like. You could just keep putting little... You know, like...
Yeah,
you do
it's
artists
gonna be-
for Arts Award and stuff like that. You could just put different fashion designers in there.
I would do Vivienne Westwood.
Yeah. Guys, come up with a name that we can refer to you by, other than subs. Because there's someone mentioned at the Adderleys. Someone mentioned the other day that subs is a bit impersonal, isn't it? Really, it's a bit subs. I mean, it makes me just think of substitutes in football. But yeah. Anyway, there's that. Anyway, I think I might have had too much coffee officially. I think I forgot.
You're speaking as fast as Martin.
I'm speaking as fast as Martin Scorsese. Maddie's watching lots of Martin Scorsese films, and he speaks incredibly fast. But he is from New York, and he did have a cocaine habit, which we are discussing for her homeschooling project. But I've had so much coffee, I may as well be like Martin Scorsese if I had his eyebrows. But I'm slightly worried I didn't change the coffee, so it's tasting like engine juice. It's tasting like the mechanics of the...
That's not normal.
Of the coffee maker and grinder and what have you. Not that it was grinding, but I feel like I'm tasting sort of liquid that's come from engine parts grinding against each other. That's not good, is it?
That's not a good thing.
That's not a good thing, is it?
Does not sound great.
I know. So I'm going to drink some more water. And the other thing I haven't done yet is eat. So, in order to get my heart rate up a bit more, Nadia is wanting a pickup from the station. There was only half an hour between her texting me and me being able to get there. So I said, no, I'm going to run my 2.25 miles today, and I'm going to go at pace so that I can make sure I can get back to rescue Nadia. So in my head, rescue is the operative word. In my head, I was imagining I was in a film, and that if I didn't get back in time, she would fall into a hot pit of lava a la Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and I would have my heart ripped from my chest and eaten by a savage god. So on that note, I'm in the car and I've got 7 minutes to spare, so fingers crossed I'm going to get there in time.
Ah, lucky me. My lovely husband is here to meet me from the station. Hello. Just realised we haven't actually spoken today.
No.
Oh, hang on. I was just chatting to the subs.
I guess most people don't have a working day, do they?
How are you?
Yeah, good. I just was saying to my subs on my phone, we were talking about whether we should call you, what we should try and call our subs. Maybe not subs.
What should we call them?
said, well, Maddie was suggesting it should be a combination of our names, like Sawalha-Adderleys.
Oh, that's awful.
No, I know, I'm joking. But no, I was just saying to our subs on the way here that squeezing a run in when you said you wanted to be lifted, get a lift, I pretended when I was running that you were going to die if I didn't make it.
Was that the only way you could do it?
Well, no, that's the
Oh,
way,
that's
the way I could increase my pace and hopefully burn more calories.
Well, I've been
I
doing...
made it!
Good job. What I've been doing is, and I've been keeping the subs with me on that, or the Sawalha-Adderleys or whatever. We should ask the subs. They come up with really
what
good
do you
ideas.
think? Well, you'll have seen my discussion with the girls earlier, but yeah, what do you think?
But I've just been doing integrated exercise. So whenever I've had a few minutes, I haven't done a block. I've done 20 burpees or 20 star jumps. But I've got excellent news for you.
What?
Dinner.
What about dinner?
Put the light on there so people can see you. Dinner is going to be a small spaghetti starter with little bits of fried bread and garlic and chilli, because that's our friend Miranda's one of her favourite dishes.
That sounds good.
Then we're having duck.
Wow.
With little mini roast potatoes cooked in olive oil.
Fantastic.
And peas. And then we're having apple crumble and cream.
God. Apple crumble and cream. Is that allowed?
Well, we are not on a diet. We are eating for how we want to eat for the rest of our life. Right. So we're having people over to dinner. We haven't eaten much today, and we're going to have a really nice dinner. We're going to have all 3 courses.
Yeah. Do we need to get some alcohol in for our guests?
That's what I'm a bit worried about.
I think we do, don't we? Just because
honest.
Just because you're not drinking doesn't mean anyone else isn't.
If I'm honest, I really want a drink tonight. And you know, last week I said was the week that people are most likely to get a drink. Yeah. Well, apparently it's not. It's at 8 minutes past 8 tonight is when most people give up.
Oh, that's the very minute, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
8
right.
minutes past 8.
Is it? Yeah, there's something about 8 o'clock that's a kind of...
But I was just saying to subs, I've been on the train, I could hear people go, oh, do you want gin or do you want bubbles? It's that Friday feeling, isn't it?
That's what I've listened to for years. That's why I can't be in London almost on a Friday afternoon.
Well, I really want a drink tonight. I really want a drink. Does anyone else really want a drink? But I tell you what, I tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to have a drink. I had a very, very shocking moment today at Loose Women. We'd just done the show and we had been talking to Catherine Gray, author of The Unexpected Joys of Sobriety.
Loose Women, for our American subs, is
It's
a
the
version
show that I
of The
do,
View.
live talk of The View.
Yeah.
And then I had to go and look at some old clips of me on the show from 20 years ago.
Wow.
And I was saying almost the identical thing about drinking.
That's depressing, isn't it?
It was really shocking.
Isn't it depressing that
It
you're
was
just banging on about the same
really
stuff?
shocking. I was going, oh, I don't like it when I drink, and then I get embarrassed, and then...
But they say insanity is repeating the same behaviour, expecting a different outcome. That means for 20 years you've been saying the same thing at the same time.
Well, no,
every year.
17 years before that
So,
was drinking.
tune into Vloguary 2020 and we'll be doing exactly the same thing again.
Nah!